Hello, my name is Randy Rolfe, and I'm an independent consultant with the N.E.W.S Corporation, and this is an independent program, a half hour, with us consultants sharing our N.E.W.S stories. And I'm going to go through PowerPoint first to give you an overview of the amazing opportunity that N.E.W.S gives you for active wellness and an entrepreneurial success story. So I'm going to start with the PowerPoint. And we believe N.E.W.S is a better way to a life in balance. And we look at people, planet, and profit. They all work together in N.E.W.S. And I discovered N.E.W.S 21 years ago. I was 49 years old at the time, and I was looking for a way to teach what I had already learned in natural health and reach more people and still have control over my time. I had left the practice of law to work from home while my children were growing up, and I started writing books on parenting and started a family counseling practice. And what I found was that people were really, really stressed, and it was all about their lifestyle. And what I ended up doing, rather than just counseling about how to relate to their children, I was telling them how to create a healthy daily routine. And the compounding effect of our daily choices is what ultimately determines our happiness, our health, our relationships, even our income, and our overall success in life, because it's the little things that add up over time to make a radical difference. And this graph is one person's experience in 27 months transforming their lives by making all the right decisions during the day. And we're going to be talking a lot more about that, because that is where N.E.W.S really changes your life. N.E.W.S Choice is all about active wellness and collaborative entrepreneurship. And it's the philosophy of the company is based on the 5 pillars of health: healthy mind, healthy body, healthy family, healthy society, and healthy finances. And I fell in love with that idea because I had been a corporate lawyer, and I didn't know any international corporations that had such a grounded philosophy. And when I gave up the practice of big firm law, I thought I'd kind of given up on the big finances, because the partners were making oodles of money, but they had no time for their family. They were 18 stories high in the building, and their health was suffering. And the environment of law is not particularly warm and cozy. There was a lot of adversarial environment. And as corporate lawyers, we weren't doing much for society either. So I made the strong choice to get away from all of that. But then the idea of having a corporation that really believes everyone needs this kind of balance is wonderful. And that's what I was looking for, a way I could still have time for my family, be with positive people, take care of my health, and do something for society, and increase my finances. And N.E.W.S has it all. So what are the main problems that N.E.W.S is here to deal with? Modern life creates chronic stress. You know, humans have always had stress. You know, run up a tree when a saber-toothed tiger is chasing you. But modern life has chronic stress. We don't have fight or flight opportunities. We can't get up and fight or run. We just sit there and absorb the stress. And so many different things, whether it's the toxins, our rushed lifestyle, our poor energy fields now, and finances. Finances are the biggest one I found when I was doing family counseling. And this diagram is of the cash flow quadrants that Robert Kiyosaki developed to explain the different ways of dealing with your financial freedom. And on the left side are the employees and self-employed that have no leverage. You're selling your time for money. You have more control as a self-employed, but you still can't make more money than you being there in those 168 hours of the week. And so, unfortunately, only 5% of the wealth is controlled by 95% of the population that earn their living, employees or self-employed. So if you do want to create financial freedom, there are only two other ways. One is owning businesses and one is investing. And McDonald's is the best known model for owning your own business, but it takes $1 million or $2 million to start a franchise. And I understand you need several McDonald's franchises to actually be able to put aside some real wealth. And Warren Buffett there in the picture, he's considered the smartest investor in our country, but you have to start with millions of dollars in the first place to put your money to work for you. So the question is, how do you get from the left side to the right side and own your own business when it can take millions of dollars? But if you do have a business like McDonald's that has a system and a path to run on, once you make that investment, you can really make it happen. So that brings me to the gig economy, which is where you have on-demand availability for temporary engagements with independent workers, controlling their time, controlling where they work from, but getting paid for the actual productivity that they create. And the millennials are embracing this because they've seen their parents and grandparents where their corporations and working 40 years just doesn't give you the retirement that you want. So they're adding to their income and even going and creating their own entrepreneurial activities. And because they have increased mobility, it's very cost effective. You can work from your home, work out of your car, and you can create your own work-life balance. And the different the changes that we've seen now, let me hide this panel, the growth of Uber is a perfect example of the gig economy. So many people that have a full-time job are putting their cars to work in off hours to increase their income. And the growth of Uber by a factor of 1,000 in 5 years, when GM grew by a billion, shows that this is a huge area of where the gig economy is becoming bigger and bigger. And the internet has made all the difference as well. We have no idea yet what the internet's going to do to the way we live and do business. Amazon has increased by a factor of 5, while Walmart slipped a little bit. So we know there's huge changes coming, and any enterprise that uses the internet and the freedom of a gig economy is bound to do very, very well. And what is the N.E.W.S advantage in this environment? It's the ideal gig because it has very low cost of entry and under $100 actually. And then you get your products and show them. And it's easily integrated to your life. It's systematized, so it's very simple path to follow and great leadership development. So what we do in N.E.W.S is we leverage through the efforts of others, like a McDonald's franchise, only it doesn't take $1 million. And we're working with people. They are not our employees. They're individually motivated to own their own business as well, but we work together as a team. So you join N.E.W.S, you share and promote the amazing technologies, which we'll talk about in a minute. You invite people to be customers or consultant partners. And then N.E.W.S does all the heavy lifting of the corporation, the inventory, the research and development, the warehousing, the operations, the accounting, and the sending of commissions and incentive bonuses and leadership bonuses. We are generously rewarded in N.E.W.S. They have possibly the best direct sales compensation plan in the entire marketplace. So the cash flow engine of this entire business is the certified N.E.W.S wellness home. Our goal is every home a wellness home. And N.E.W.S has done over 43 years of research on how to recreate natural energy for our wellness. It's truly amazing. So the way the cash flow engine works, it's not just selling one box of stuff. We start wherever the person is comfortable getting some N.E.W.S products. When they discover what they do, they upgrade to more products. We have consumables they sign up for monthly, and then they reach out to their relatives, their friends, their colleagues, and that starts the money flowing. And then there's product innovations. In next week, N.E.W.S coming out with some new technologies. And it's a purpose-driven business model. This is a picture of what it looks like. Our structure inside there would be you if you're a consultant, or me with my N.E.W.S Wellness Home certified there, and 5 or more customers who are building wellness homes. And then below are our 3 leading partners who are duplicating what we're doing, getting their 5 customers and finding their 3 leaders. So we call that the core circle of influence, and each person works to develop at least 5 wellness homes and teach 3 new consultants to do the same. We help each other through a system of ABCs. The mentor helps the coach introduce to new people. And the support system is incredible. Everybody wins. It's not like a corporation where you're afraid that the vice president under you somehow is going to replace you or accept the job for less pay or backstab you. Everybody wins with N.E.W.S. Everybody earns on the work of others, and we help each other. It's quite an amazing process. And this picture I love because it goes back to nature. One apple seed can be responsible for thousands and millions of apples. And if it's nurtured and grows properly, it will make a difference. And you can be that apple seed and change the lives of millions of people for the better. And this is what I call the cone of possibility. At the top is the consultant who has their 5 customers and 3 leaders, and those 3 leaders get their 5 and their 3, and so on. And once you have 3 leaders who have 3 leaders and 45 customers, you're at the silver level making $500 a month, and so on. And these are all the different ways you can earn money. And now we're going to go on to the products. I fell in love with the products because I had taught myself about natural health, and I knew the dangers of the EMF pollution that was around us because of the, let me see here, there we go. Because of the, I worked with Indians and farmers to fight the New York Power Company that was putting an ultra high voltage transmission line across their land. And so I heard the testimony about the dangers of EMFs. And when I found out that N.E.W.S had been working over in Japan for, at that time, over 20 years to find ways to bring natural energy back into our lives. When we are surrounded with electrical energy and blocking Earth's energy, I knew that N.E.W.S was exactly what I had been looking for. It's quite an amazing technology company. So now I want to turn over the program to HattieJane Daracourt, and she's going to share about the products. So welcome, HattieJane.
Get myself unmuted. Hello there. Do I show up? Hello, Randy. Thank you very much. Will you nod if I'm showing up on the screen? And do we have slides to introduce the total line? See you and me. Here they come. Here they come. Because just as we mentioned about folks making small changes, this is what N.E.W.S really, really excels at. We've gone into the fact that stress is really a major, major contributor to all areas of illness, pre and during and post. But the ability for us to get restorative sleep, breathe clear air, and drink the most essential element of water is really where they excel, because of the technologies they have brought to the marketplace for us. And in the wellness home, I sleep on a bed that is creates the magnetic field for me in a stable format. So it's just me and my body that's doing all the activity. And this, even the children, when they come and they visit, and my pets, they all curl right down on the mattress pad without knowing particularly why, but they all appear more comfortable. And this is a start. Again, where N.E.W.S is so powerful to introduce into your homes, because it is another way of finding comfort that is physical, which allows your feelings to be so more comfortable and happy. Next slide. So we say, please join us, check us out, check what we have to offer. And what I'd like to do today is that I talked about that we have these different product lines, and our whole thing is to be holistic. So you can see that we have things that you can take internally, like the water and the nutritionals, and then you things that we have externally, which is what first introduced me to actually affecting my all over health and energy with these simple, stable, well-produced products by a company that's been around for 43 years now, and it has been in the American population for 30. So we have a wealth of individuals who are using, and finding benefit. Now, when I say water, we just really had a wonderful change. We saw the larger component there that goes in your home, and this is a smaller unit that we've had that we've just upgraded. And it, as you can see, it has a plastic bottle, but our plastic is biodegradable in time compared to the others. It has a band that has the magnetic. It has a super filter on it and a spout that is replaceable and is part of your filter that you replaced it. But then they have gone forth and upgraded with a new awareness of what's going on in the field, so that we now have a little handle that we can hang on to, where before we had to grasp like that or something, and a way of thing, plus a new filter, which in fact takes out so fine that it hits those elements of fine plastic that has been biodegrading in our systems, that is not being taken out by other filters. And this filter goes in the old bottle. So if you've had it for a while, you've not had a new bottle, well, you've got another bottle you can add to when those filters are ready to change. So you've got even more supply of high mag water available to you because you've got another bottle to switch to. So it is another way of N.E.W.S persistently upgrading. And another aspect is something that we mentioned, release of stress. But in the area of discomfort is another area. I happen to be 76. I happen to have arthritis and fibromyalgia. No matter, you don't have to have it, and you can always get injured and do this, because my knee is a chronic bone-on-bone, and the folks who are on to the area of stem cells are very happy to sell me 5,000 injection of stem cells in my knee, but I'm not quite ready for that, especially when I can use this little tape that we very cleverly call duct tape, for dynamic underlaying tape, because utilizing it as I feel comfortable and as I check with the folks, now I can walk on this and I can be mobile and I'm not in constant irritation, anger. And I'm using the support wrap that has a marvelous energy that comes from the sun and is literally a part of the fiber that is in the sock. It looks like a compression sock, and it does fit snug, but it's not tight. But it's the fibers that it's woven from that actually utilizes the technology available from the sun to allow my lovely veiny legs to feel so much more comfortable and do better. And then we have the little Mag Duo. Now, sleeping and so forth, I get an active feel that runs through, but I can use this little rotating device and use it on top of my shoulders and around my neck. If I have a headache, right up my back and along my head for now, don't do it just for a minute and expect it to be dippity-doo and it's gone. You have to use it for about 5 minutes. You say, oh, that's too long. But you feel the change. You feel the change happening. So it's not like you're looking at a clock and saying, oh my God, how much longer have I got to do this? You can do it in while you're driving and so forth, if it's bothering you. So it's available to you at all different aspects of time in which interferes with what has been interfering with us, which is called discomfort and health issues that have added to our stress and reduced our productivity. It's a little bit different way of my addressing the products. I hope it's been helpful for some of you.
Yes.
And I thoroughly enjoyed being on it, Randy, and thank you for the opportunity to share, because I am very passionate, because otherwise I really feel I'd be on multiple medications, and only on one, and I would probably have to be in a nursing home.
Thank you so much, HattieJane. I love hearing your story, and it's wonderful when you're in N.E.W. to see the changes in other people. And HattieJane's life, I've watched it change, and it's beautiful what N.E.W. can do. When you live in a wellness home, you have no idea how good you can feel. I didn't expect any changes except adding a few years to the end of my life by reducing the bad energy in my life and improving my nutrition. But even I noticed differences. So I knew it could affect anybody. So now I want to go to our special guest, Dawn, and I'd love you to introduce yourself, Dawn, and unmute yourself, or I can unmute you, and let's see, tell us your history. I'll unmute you. There we go. And so I'm going to mute myself, so then we will see your face.
John, you may have to hit your microphone yourself.
Got it. Okay, so I guess I'm coming through loud and clear. Hello, my name is Dawn Muhammad, and I'm very, very excited about N.E.W. I was introduced to N.E.W. about 4 months ago. My husband was diagnosed with congestive heart failure. And with that being said, of course, it sent shockwaves through my mind and through his as well. And so I was introduced to the water system, to lactoferrin, and the drink, pardon me for not remembering the name, and from Suja. And I have to say that I'm an avid water drinker. That's all I drink. I don't have any sodas or juices in my home, so water is just what I drink. So I'm very, very concerned about good water. Hate the fact that you got to go buy water bottles and all that kind of a thing. So I got the Pimax, and was intrigued by just the way it was put together. And when I saw the rocks, I said, okay, this is a water system. Gives you the feel of a waterfall, what have you. So I started drinking the water instantly. My husband was not an avid water drinker. And by drinking the water, he became very, very active. As a matter of fact, right now we'll get up 2 o'clock in the morning to fill his bottle of water up, or glass, and drink the water. So I also have a daughter who was in danger of having a miscarriage. She was pregnant and had a short cervix, and they had to give her the stitch and told her that, she had to be very, very careful. So she started drinking the water. And her pregnancy, which was monitored because at any time she could have had the baby, she went full term. And so I have to give some credit to the water for that, because it instilled some minerals and, just all the nutrients and what have you that she needed in a good watering system. So, and then the lactoferrin, my husband is taking that as well. Getting back to him with his heart condition, he has, his heart is still weak, but he is in better form than he was prior to. the drinking of the water. He has a little bit more energy than he's had, and I attribute that to the lactoferrin boosting up his immune system and things of that nature. So we're in the process of getting the other products, the sleeping products, and all the other nutrients to ensure the better health, well-rounded for my entire family and not just myself. But the water system is something that I love because it has done some wonderful things for me and the family. And with that being said, I'm a happy customer.
That's awesome, Dawn. That's so wonderful. Yeah, the water system is a wonderful place to start, and it is the most popular product. And I think of the sleep system as the core, but when we're fully hydrated, we respond better to the good energies. So thank you so much for sharing, and all the best for your husband. I think as you build your wellness home, you'll see more and more great results. It's truly amazing. I'm going to finish up the slides and then open it up a little bit to more talk. So these are all the products. We actually have them shaped now into 3 different packs, and you can also get a nutrition pack as well. We have a water pack that has all these things on it, the sport bottle that HattieJane showed so well, and the shower system, as well as the standalone waterfall that Dawn talked about. Then we have a sleep system in any size bed that you want that has the magnetics. And then we have a energy package that has all the things you need during the day, and a great set of things like HattieJane showed that you can show others. So it's truly fantastic. And so let's begin your success story with active wellness and entrepreneurship. Become a customer, start wherever you want with the insoles, which was the very first product, or the water, or the shower, or the sport bottle, or the sleep system, or the little roller. Become a part-time entrepreneur, or build your own career and fire your boss with a full-time career. So it is a better way. And now I'm going to stop the share, and I want to thank Suja for introducing Dawn, and I want to welcome Barbara, who's one of our top leaders in N.E.W.S, and all the other people who are supporting this presentation for new people. And Dee, she's everybody here are wonderful consultants. And that's one of the best things. You're part of a mission and a team of people who are trying to create a healthier, wealthier community. And the founder from the beginning wanted to increase world peace. He lost his father in the war, and he said if everybody was interdependent, we wouldn't have wars. And I just so resonated with that, because I'd travel all over the world with my parents, and I knew everybody really basically wanted the same thing for their family. And N.E.W.S gives you a one-stop wellness shop. It's amazing. So we have about 2 more minutes to share any comments. I'd love to hear from anybody else who'd like to speak. Barbara, yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to underline, the gift that N.E.W.S is. It's the gift of wellness. It's the gift of our vitality and stamina. I have more energy now I'm going to be 60 in December, than I did in my 30s. And I think that that's really what N.E.W.S is about, and us sharing person to person and making such a big difference. Dawn, with your husband, you're getting your husband back. How amazing is that? It's just starts to unfold and envelop, and that's the gift of N.E.W.S, is that it's tangible things that we have, that we use, that we have on our bodies and such. I have the necklace on now, over and over again. So it just transforming the planet by giving us that energy and stamina. So, and now financially, by sharing, I've been with N.E.W.S 24 years. It's transformed my life. I jokingly say I'm unemployable, but because I work, and I never know when I'm working, when I'm playing, because I'm out there sharing and helping people and talking to people and making a difference. So that's the potentiality of N.E.W.S, is to really, have the income, have the wherewithal, but have your financial and your physical being transformed. Thank you, Randy, for such
Thanks
great.
so much, Barbara.
Yeah.
Anybody else want a 2 cents? So many great friends, and we're all going to, oh yeah, Barbara, you have something else? You have to unmute. Barbara?
Well, I was going to jump in while if
Oh.
Barbara is going to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dee, go ahead.
I just love the simplicity of it. It is just so easy to incorporate these products that are so simple and effective, and I believe also economical, because we know that other treatments can be terribly expensive, not just financially, but in the quality of life and the cost of time, of multiple tests and doctor's appointments and the whole routine. So I love that it is simple and effective. Oops.
Now we don't hear Randy.
And you all hear his HattieJane again with my, 2 cents percent. In that, one of the most exciting realities was that Nikan introduced me to myself.
Yes.
I had, for years, allergies and different problems. I was much younger when I started, 22 years ago. But I was having my own problems, and they were starting. But the fact that I suddenly had more energy was great. But when I used the product and found out all of a sudden after 60 plus years, I could lay flat and sleep with my mouth closed and be totally comfortable, was really, really where it was introducing me to the fact that how the products and I interact is very healthy and very fun. And from that, I'm continuing to able to build what is going on in my body, what interventions help and don't help, and in a way, and so that if I need the intervention not functioning, if I'm not finding a way to make my body work, feel comfortable and be able to work the way it wants to work, healthy, then I get to my doctor. And that very seldom happens, because usually I find an answer. But when I do, I needed to get into the doctor. So I love it because it really allows me the freedom to work with myself and make the changes that only I can make, because it has to do with how I sleep and eat and move and what noxious things I allow myself to stay exposed to, or if I'm exposed to, how to mitigate the circumstances of that exposure. So, yes, I'm one of the passionate idiots that was a total Nukenite. Thank you.
HattieJane, I loved your candor and transparency in it. We have got a chance to talk a lot. And I love that each of you actually who are on here, most of you all have talked to. And it's been transformational for me because I'm so used to serving everyone else in their health and wellness needs, but typically being very self-sacrificial. So now I've been able to remind myself, okay, we're going to do this cooperative balance wellness, no longer me sacrificing self in the cause. So it was actually rather emotional for me listening to Sister Dawn, because I remember when she finally was open. And in the opening, that baby who I have got a chance to see, baby Nuri, would not have made it, because that was 16 weeks. And I've buried babies when they haven't gone full term. So I really know what that feels like. And so to know that the lactoferrin and the water was able to be really, really crucial in helping her body to actually stay full term. The doctors kept asking them, like, oh, we don't understand why. They took out the cerclage. The baby still didn't come. We don't understand why she's still pregnant. And she went all the way through. So I've seen the opposite result time and time again. So it's been huge. And actually just in the last 24 hours, we've had a couple of us, not myself, but several in my circle who've had a car accident. And it's amazing to know that I have solutions to say, hey, and Sister Grace is actually one of the ones who was in a car accident just last night. So it's been kind of, But I'm glad at least that because they're on the Nikken journey, they already have some of the tools to help their bodies to restore. So it's awesome having great news. And I laugh at just that concept because we have N for nutrition, E for energy, W for water, S for sleep. So we really have the best news for everyone. Now, for some reason, I see Randy talking, but I don't think she knows that we don't hear her.
Yes, I'm trying to bring it to a close. Yes, thank you so much for sharing, Sujit. It's amazing. We never know what we can accomplish with these products. It's all about self-care, and we get back in control, as HattieJane was saying, and support our bodies the way they're meant to be supported. So thank you so much for joining, and we will have one next week as well, and there's one tonight at 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern, another presentation. So bring your guests, and I will end the recording now.